day Senpai will notice me.
Yep. How are you guys doing tonight? This is Grady Point Live, and as you can see, local man is fucking dead.
I'm not gonna lie. That's probably like the second worst thumbnail I've ever made.
But it's still great.
I can't think of the first.
Still great though. Still amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of people delete their streams when they go to algorithm. It makes it even worse when people are going head to head. That is true, but I don't delete streams. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, well, that's kind of one reason to keep them up because no matter what, we're going on at the same time as somebody.
Because Al Gore and his rhythm can go fuck himself. I don't give a shit about his Al Gore and his rhythm. Fuck him.
Yeah, but I like the one from Mo Biggs.
Oh, yeah.
What you fail to realize is that YouTube isn't actually a truck. It's in the name. It's a series of tubes. You can't just dump everything on it.
A Brown says, "Why you keep streaming at the same time as others? You should say sorry to Lola and give her $10, or she could give me $10." And
come on, our shit, fuck.
Yeah,
why not?
Right.
Why would anyone give anyone $10 to appear on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she streams with Red Gaze, and that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah.
I think the problem is it seems like 10 o'clock became like a primetime slot for most streamers, and
a lot of it, at least I know, is for the parents because the kids are finally like shutting the hell up. Like,
yeah,
that's the one I wanted. Congrats to Sweet Cast for no longer having the most annoying theme song in Comics Game.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we get some kawaii artwork to go with it, it's going to be even better. We'll get that extended theme.
Awesome.
Let's see. Okay, I'll be like this magical girl with like with a flaming tiara. Fucking Piper will have like this werewolf like girl that's just covered with like fur bikini.
And she'll have toast in her mouth because she's late for school.
Yeah, it'll be just like your typical cat girl, only with wolf ears and tail.
And then Xavier's like magical girl will be like have like cybernetics and shit all over her, and then Optimus will be just like some random chick wearing his hat.
Or he could be
her helmet. Yeah,
he can have swirly glasses.
Guys, I need a consensus from the chat real quick. I'm going to ask, what do y'all think of this? I want the chat to kind of get in on this. Get it.
Is that an upside down 5?
Probably.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
I have a feeling he was trying to draw that upside down while looking at himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was definitely looking down and trying to draw it.
Super chat.
I love y'all. I ain't mad.
See, there you go.
I love you.
We love you too, Lola. You're great. We love your avatar. Great background in there.
Oh yeah.
What is that? Beige curtains?
Yeah, beige curtains. It looks like. Let's take a look at it. Yep.
Very, very tasteful.
Should we take another look?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What is that?
I don't have my sound effects board because I'm stupid.
Sod safe us. yeah. People are noticing to safe us. That's the best part about it.
Sod safe us.
Okay, so you've seen that. So what do you think of this?
The Sod Squad.
Sod Squad.
Can I get some Sod Squads in the chat?
Yeah. Save us.
Save us.
Which one is the Fuda? That's the fun part about it. They all are the Fuda.
Yeah.
Perfection. Yeah. Perfection.
Sod bless America.
Sod save those who save themselves.
Sod saves no one.
Man, Mo Biggs is on it because when you first showed me this, that was the first thing I thought was it's great that you put Mike in the tall hat. The tall pointy hat.
Start wearing the hat for real. Hat's height. He can finally get on the big boy rides.
That's what the Hungarian soldiers wore their hats for, because they're that one king, he was real obsessed with really tall soldiers, so he would like kidnap and forcibly conscript like men that were over 6 feet tall, and then give them like a foot tall hat to wear, so that way he can intimidate their enemies.
Mhm.
It was ridiculous. Let me go see. Hungarian tall.
I know the South Koreans used to do that to fuck with the North Koreans. Put
Kneel-
all
kneel-
their tallest guys in the DMZ.
kneel before sod.
You know what? I really like that. Like this 4-person team all has like jobs, even if they were unofficial. Like Mike is the random facts guy.
Yeah.
Optipop is the Optipop.
Yeah. I keep you losers in line, kind of thing.
Don't make me turn this stream around.
Yep. Now, this is something I want to show everybody. This is something the lads at Myers Twitter brought my attention to, right? So I want to show this.
Hungarian breads. I can order breads from Hungary.
Now, this is specifically for Lola. Lola, what do you think of this?
Sod,
Let's see. Yellow Lantern says, "Yeah, but 5'6" is tall for Korean." Yeah, but Mike isn't Korean; he's shorter than that.
When you go to Korea and your average height.
Or Mike's short for an Asian dude.
Well, half Asian.
For a half Asian dude,
yeah.
Still.
You're a little short for a stormtrooper.
I should make people aware that Piper will see stuff from the chat before I do because I'm looking at it through the StreamYard and it's a little bit of a delay.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it through both. I'm the chat person and the fuck everything up person. I've got a lot of jobs.
I'm really waiting for reactions. Yeah, there you go, Lola.
There she is.
So yeah. So the other day, this is how coronavirus came to be. Hey, it fits with every other fucking weird example they've tried to come up with, you know.
I like he's got leftover materials there. He might have another sign.
Yep. Hey, gee, there's no mods tonight. What the world? What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, Piper, you're a mod. You could do things. You know, I'm just saying. So
I'm doing my job. Somebody
Better keep on him or he'll start
night.
weeb shit.
there, Seth. Do mod stuff.
Yeah. Sunday night, War Campaign on D Live made a comment that they were going to take over this channel and save Piper, as they say.
Is it save Piper or set Piper free?
Well, one or the other, but I'm like, when the fuck did I keep her captive? Like, hell, if I could actually control the things she does and says, it would be a benefit to this show. So that happened, and apparently, the day afterwards, I don't know if it was Piper's pictures of her assets or what. But the day afterwards, Ro Kabir had to purge himself of women from his Twitter feed, right? I don't know if it was just like it was too much for him or what, but
isn't he still celibate until Rainbow Brute comes out?
I don't know if that's still going on. But the thing is, how we wonder how long can Ro contain himself, right? Because Ro's a virile man. He's a good he's a handsome guy with that beard and everything like that. And so after we saw this, when the lads in Myers Twitter showed me this, I was talking to some other lads in another Discord, and this was with Mr. Simon Potier, the creator of Blood Hunt, and soon to be other projects coming up. And we decided that, it won't be long. And so we kind of like predicted the future. So there you go.
Oof.
Ro cannot contain himself. Hail Joe Frago. Hail Joe Frago. Hail him.
Who is not Joe Frago?
Oh yeah, totally not Joe Frago. Sorry. Yep, there you go. Yep, Fitzkick, you broke Ro. You feel good. The only thing what it took to break Roe was your rack.
I would have pegged him as more of a booty guy.
So what? Wait a minute. You were done what now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She opened her shirt and it was like entering the monolith in 2001. Oh my God! It's a Kubrick hole.
We had fun. We love those guys. Hell War Campaign.
Hell. Rise from your grave.
Yep.
Isn't it wise from your grave?
Yeah. Of course, when that happened on Saturday, when that happened on Sunday, this was Michael Curtis's reaction.
No more, please.
Exactly. Mike's grandmother's exactly correct. No more. That's actually a pretty good idea for an update.
You mean my duck hole?
Zayd Comics says Piper has Roe shook. Roe will have an undead PP. I mean, after 2 weeks, brother. What I mean, you never know.
Oh shit!
Hell War Campaign. Hell.
Oh, I like these though. Rise with the art.
Rise. Downcast. Rise from your grave.
I would have pegged him. Piper 2020.
Yep.
That's my new running campaign slogan there or whatever.
Yeah, what was Joe Fargo said? No. Oh yeah, he said, "Hail, man. I'm still elevated. Hail, Piper."
Oh shit! I'm just accidentally pushing buttons and keys and all sorts of shit over here. Freaking retarded. I don't know what's happening to me.
So you moved on from breaking your bobs to breaking people. You're dangerous.
Yeah. See, that is why we robots are terrifying. However, I think I'm going to be pretty good at fighting them off.
Did I miss a reference somewhere?
Her sex toys.
Oh.
Yeah, how they like catch fire and shit all the time.
Oh yeah, you have the titanium vajayjay.
Yeah, the invincible Vagoon.
Yeah. The incredible poon. Just can't get through it.
Boom! Smash!
Robots won't have sex with you. I mean, she's kind of been proving us wrong for the last 3 years.
At least.
There you go.
God fuck knows how long before that. Jesus.
Yeah, there we go.
So are Piper's assets the most powerful artifact and vestige?
It seems to be so.
Y'all see my SWC impression on Ethan's stream? I might have missed it. I saw them go live and he started like bringing people in. Hey, if you want to, Michael, if you want to come on and do it here, yeah.
Just burned them out. Yeah, I mean, yep. Yeah, I'm just staring at the chat at this point, going, "Yep."
Piper's junk has Jubilee tech.
What the hell happened to this VCR?
Mm-hmm. Guys, I have a feeling, like looking at that stream, before we get a little more serious, looking at that stream when they were stream sniping Hut and he kind of just stopped. I think he was trying to kill his stream, like stop it, but forgot because he's the comic book Hut and he's a moron. Just catching the stream. What did Pocket Pussy fail at this time? That's a good good segue, yeah?
Yeah. Somebody else was being the hole and got us back on the topic.
Oh no.
The chat got me back on topic. The chat is the hole. Let me see. Let me go back here and kind of show, where we're coming from. This is something that happened at the end of last night. So we didn't get really into it because we were more talking about how Methwin and Smil are a bunch of fucking morons.
Previously on Comicsgate.
Yes, we need that.
Well, I think the best I'll show. This will work. Paste. I'll show it from Tinfoil Hat Nick. since he's using some of the screenshots that I provided for him. But he has like more stuff on his thing than I did. I thought Piper's thing was wolves. I mean, well, yeah, but
I got the werewolf thing going on. It's been a long time since it's brought up, but honestly, on Twitter for the longest time, one of the main things I was known for, besides the werewolf thing, was how pissed off and upset I was getting at shit breaking on me. And the more I would pay for a new toy, or somebody else would pay for a new toy, I would think, well, this one will last longer. No.
Yeah, it was a running gag for quite a bit. Oh, here's Michael Beacon. Hey, old brother, hold on.
Have you not been sponsored by Adam and Eve yet?
Oh well.
Yeah, they won't return my emails. I keep showing them all my qualifications, and they're just like,
Beacon,
Bitch,
are you
calm down?
What's going on? Are you there? Hello. Hey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So apparently you had an impression that you did that we missed.
Yes, it was my SWC impression.
Go for it. Are you doing it now?
Yes, that's yeah. This is my SWC impression. This is in just a second. Ma, they pissed on my body pillow again. The cat.
I need to get me a body pillow. I don't know what. Everything I just think of is just like, no.
Get you the centaur girl from Monmusu.
No, get the snake chick that has like a mile-long fucking pillow.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like $300 fucking dollars.
Yeah. Oh,
Ridiculous.
still.
Remember what they took from you.
So yeah, before we go on, let's talk to Michael a bit. We hadn't talked to him in a while. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Doing good?
I'm doing good. Just been working on working my way through the flats on issue 2 of 7 Legions. Gonna be recoloring issue 1, and I should be done by the end of February.
That's a
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, my cat is very loud.
When you expecting fulfillment for that first issue? Kind of wonder where my Legion book is.
I'm gonna be getting them both issue 1 and 2 printed at the same time. I'm just gonna ship everything together. So
Fucking
I'm thinking
baller.
sometime in if Mix'em turns out to be comparable, then I should be able to have it done by March, hopefully.
Nice.
Have it all shipped out.
That's the printer, right?
Yeah, Mix'em. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I know. That's what Vinny talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah. His and if his quality is any indication, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
That's a great quality. I got the City of Venus the other day. Oof, looks nice. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
George Alexopoulos reference.jpg.
Speaking of George, I'll show you that in a minute. First off, to kind of fill this out, to put this on. This is something Seth sent to me, and he said replace the BFF with RIP.
Oh, yeah, he sent me to that. He sent that to me, and those are the ones. Like, I gave up on any ones that were shaped like dicks. I just went straight to the hardcore, like, vibrating shit, plugs into the wall and shit. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna last a long time. No, the motors burn out. Well, sometimes they catch on fire.
What are you doing?
I hate thinking of that thing as a BFer, but whatever.
That's what Piper needs.
The next step up would be one of those fucking giant shoulder massagers from the chiropractor's office.
Yeah, with like a mount. No, Sibian.
Yeah.
Durability of toys need Piper seal of approval. That's what I'm saying. These places should freaking hire me to test their stuff.
Piper testing sex toys.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a nice. Oh, okay. Not bad. Oh, here you go, Piper. Look at this one.
Ooh.
Wow.
Making you moist.
You know, I just realized I am the one that said that I was going to make Dump Truck Erotica a thing. And it was going to have a series that was all these kind of machines.
Well,
I mean, I guess proportionally, that's kind of small.
It all goes full circle. Oh, shit. Piper buys Chinese crap, gets angry that it breaks. I got this. It's a Japanese crap. Thank you very much. But no, somebody I think said get a. So I can't remember how to pronounce that, but no, I was given. Somebody felt so sorry for me. I guess I was given a machine, and so I thought that would work better, and it doesn't have the like oomph.
It doesn't. Oh no, it doesn't even work fast enough.
It doesn't go fast enough or whatever, but also like no matter what I do, it would rather push itself back than do what it's supposed to do.
You're one of those
It's like,
tags.
whoa, bitch, calm down, please, please, let me out of here. I know what happens in here.
The damn thing tries to run away.
I know what happens in here. I've seen your drawer.
You're one of those tags approved by Piper. Approved by Inspector Piper 13.
You know, I did say that I was gonna make a little Piper approved tag, but I was gonna make it to give it out to any comic gate book that happened to have like werewolf style monsters in it, just to be funny.
Yeah.
But that would make it even funnier if it also applied to toys that didn't break in the first week.
Now remember, for safety purposes, we're now for the algorithm. So we are talking about massagers.
Massagers, yeah, that's what that is, and
they're medical devices because that's how they come on the package when they get shipped to you.
Yep.
Thanks, James. Gross.
I was about to tell her, like, I didn't know if I have legit burnt my junk.
Oh.
Yeah. With one of those catching fire.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a death by snoo snoo joke here somewhere.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd die like this, but I kind of always hoped.
I want to point out, before this is from, I guess, it's from Beacon. So if you want to address that,
I was initially going to, but then I realized when I was looking at when I could have it to the printer, and it was just like, if I do it through Alterna, it won't be until June that I get it at the earliest. So I'm gonna look at what I can do with Mix'em to get it to where the price wouldn't be too much, so I can get the books through Mix'em and get them in within a month instead of like 3 months. Because you have to order 3 months ahead with Alterna.
Yeah, I got you. But so question answered. Let's see, where's I gonna Zayd Comics says my book has a werewolf in it. Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah, it does.
It would be approved. Yeah, it would have the approval sticker.
How'd you not get millions?
Even the Flash vibrating himself would probably fail. Yeah.
He'd get tired before I did. That's how these are breaking, pretty much. Is that the toys are getting tired before I do?
Well, I've lived my fully expected warranted life.
It's this Optimus's comic that we're getting crowdfunded. I'll talk to you about that very soon.
This question actually brings up another funny story about how I triggered Smiller.
Oh,
before
you want to mention that before we go talk about this, or do you want to do this and then talk about that, and we wrap it all into one big conversation?
Well, I figured I would answer this one just because the question's already in the chat right now.
All right, go ahead.
Because does Piper have a dress yard or dresser graveyard of toys?
It's called No Man's Land.
Let me answer this one real quick.
Okay.
7 Legions going through Alterna. No.
I was going to do the print partnership program. Yeah. That's like you're not actually getting published through them. They're just handling the printing.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So that they do. Yeah. It's they got the prices listed and everything. So if you're wanting to run a campaign, and it's really cheap, really low cost printing, and you're getting the same quality as Alterna's books.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And when you don't get turned off when it says newsprint, people.
Yeah.
I've got some Alterna books, and
Newsprint is awesome.
But it's still good quality. It's not
Yeah.
like cheap newsprint. It's really good newsprint.
I still got a bunch of old comics that are in newsprint, and they still look fine. It's as long as the inking is done well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you
we
go.
have the technology.
If people can water cool a computer, maybe someone needs to water cool Piper's toys.
No, but the question: do I have a dresser graveyard of toys? I did. And then I guess my son decided to dig in my room looking for I don't know what, and found it.
And they decided to turn it into a shame basilisk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found all these components for Mom's lightsaber.
And that triggered Smiller. But I mean, the ones he found weren't even like one of them was a dead vibrator, and then it was like some other random shit that the only reason I had it was because of boyfriends, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only things he took. I guess the other vibrators didn't look like inappropriate enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had to get rid of my graveyard so he would stop grave robbing.
It used to be called No Man's Land.
Yeah. Well, what happened? I'm gonna try to expedite the story. No offense or anything.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah.
What had happened was, homeboy Piper's son, or who we like to call dumbass affectionately around here, he's hiding like Piper's shit around his room, and all that stuff. So it's whatever. Piper goes in. What were you looking for? Were you actually looking for shit, or was it just?
That was not the shit I was looking for. The problem was he was having a little bit of a
He was a pilfering problem, right?
Yeah, he was having a
shit.
pilfering problem in general, and so stuff was missing, and I was looking for it. That was not the stuff I expected to find at all.
Yeah. But yeah. So she found that, and she posted it on Twitter as a kind of shame / this is also funny tweet, where it was basically saying like, I found this shit in my son's room. He's, what do you say? He was 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 13. And, and then you said something like, it ain't going to work for you, bruh. It's already broken. It was a joke.
Yeah. I said, good luck with that vibrator. I already broke it. Or something like that.
See, what's funny is Caleb just sent me something over here on the Myers chat, and he acts like I ain't going to say it on stream.
Is he going to say the word?
There's a word in it, so I'm gonna have to edit it a little bit. Y'all brothers talking about Piper's broken sex toys are gonna make Seth die of thirst. We love you, Seth. We love you, Seth. We love you.
Oh.
It's the boyfriend's butt plug. Was it the boyfriend's butt plug that he found?
No, it wasn't like for the boyfriend's butt.
Oh.
It's one of those that it's more fun for him than me, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So given to me. So it belongs to me. It's just that I don't use them unless like somebody else is making me, I guess.
Put over there. You put that out there, and then people said, "Why are you shaming your son?"
Oh my God!
Don't you understand? He could have questions, and you could be helping him, but you're shaming him for his sexuality. And Piper's like, "What the fuck y'all talking about?"
Dude, and then
your son wants to be a woman.
No. Then there was like I was apparently like a homophobe. And
because you were shaming your son because of his homosexuality, and you're like, his what?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, even the vibrator was kind of like butt toy shaped, so he did pick some
but still
weird
the whole
ones.
thing was,
that what was really crazy was getting my DMs full of like actual pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting them booted off of Twitter, obviously.
So that was helpful. That did help.
Yeah. Yeah, I did later
good-
comment on it. I was like, it spurred like there was a whole bunch of really funny copycat tweets for like a week.
Yeah.
And then
And there were some that were like it became a little meme, you know.
yeah,
Like I found this in my son's thing, and it was like it was stupid shit. Like you know, I found this, and it was like a fucking I forgot what it was, like a video game. It's like
yeah.
You
The
know,
first one I saw was like a fucking rocket launcher or something, and then they were like, "Good luck with that. I already broke it," or whatever.
The fuck? Why is emergence trending on Twitter?
I don't know any word about that. We're talking about this. You see what I had to deal with, Michael? I got like, get back over here.
Piper should
Meow.
start one of those repair and restore YouTube channels, but with vibrators.
They're very popular. Get a lot of sponsors.
I don't know how to fix that shit. Why do you think I throw it away? It catches fire. I don't want to touch it after
I
that.
was like, if I could fix it, do you think I'd be buying them all the
Right. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
Send that shit to Tim Taylor. You need more power.
Lola says, people forget what dumb shit we did as fucking teens. That's true.
Right?
Yeah. But the thing was, all that shit went down. This is one of Piper's many escapades of people misunderstanding what she's trying to do.
Yeah. Which is weird because, you know, I try to be pretty obvious what I'm trying to say, and people are like, I want to stick different words in your mouth or give a different meaning to the words you typed so that I can have a reason to be pissed.
And
I want to be pissed.
And who decided to show up but so when Piper, you know, finally looked down and see who was talking to her, she found this statement from Smiller, but it was essentially, I feel really bad for your child. It was essentially saying that she was a bad mother.
Yeah. Just, what a douche.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did comment.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually surprised because the first time I think War Campaign ever really knew I was a person or a thing or whatever was because of that.
And trust me, the whole puritanical bullshit is not new. It's just more exposed now. That's the beauty of it. Who's sticking what in whose mouth?
Oh,
God damn it. So that kind of leads into somebody else who's kind of a douche canoe. This was from last night, and like I said, we didn't really get into it too much. This is my screenshot, not by the way. It's nice, isn't it? You know, nice and framed off. You know,
Yeah.
I did good. I did a good thing. This is from Preston Poulter, Pocket Jacks Comics, aka Pocket Pussy. I reported Cecil campaign to Indiegogo as a possible violation of hate speech aimed at Doug TenNapel for their Dirtworm Doug, which tells the heartwarming tale of a parasitic worm named Doug and his wild adventures to return up the ass of a dog.
Doug is white. You can't do hate speech against white people. This is known.
This is where he sent in a Discord where he don't think anybody's watching, but guess what? They're watching. Cash Crab is under review. And then he said, let me go back to this. He said this when somebody's, you know, I think somebody probably kind of told him, it's like, maybe you should kind of chill. He goes, I'll stop shooting when the other side falls dead.
Not gonna lie, that's not a good look.
Preston,
Yeah, not a good look, Granddad.
Preston, please keep shooting. Please.
Yeah. As Cecil said last night while I was watching the stream, which I'm glad it's back up because I need to clip that out. When he said, like, you know, that somebody showed that, I think Ethan showed that on the stream when he said, I'll stop shooting when the other side falls dead. And then fucking Cecil said, please don't shoot because you're such a screw up. You're such an idiot that you'll shoot yourself.
It's like tried to destroy him, made him $10,000.
Mm-hmm. So was it really Pan or some random WC? it's not even really determined if it was really a WC or not. I mean,
or if this person ever existed.
yeah. I mean, but somebody apparently did get a picture of his balding head on top.
A lot of people have made movies out of D&D campaigns where it's like, this is the live action version of what's supposed to be happening on the table. I really wish for moments like this, for people like this, there was that shot of somebody lining up an arrow shot and they roll a crit of 1 and they fire the arrow in front of them, but it hits somebody behind them. Or they shoot straight, but it goes straight into the ground.
Yep.
I think what Cecil said at one point was, if you hit a punching bag, it'll come back and hit you 4 times.
Yeah. I think that was one of the statements. It was like,
just hearing him go off, that was the best part.
Yeah, it was just like so many things. It's like, you do this and you're so stupid that you.
Like, these people are truly Wile E. Coyote's failed students.
Now here's the funny thing. Because I know for a fact that Preston watched my my video about him, right? Clytor, the snitch master.
Yeah.
He was trying to get Jeff Hicks in trouble with Disney, by snitching on him. So I know he obviously doesn't understand how law works, but I will read this again since he and his ilk don't seem to understand how the actual world works. Litigation alert. Transforming uses of a celebrity's likeness are protected by the First Amendment.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
And this is not a tiny case, and you'll see why. September 25th, 2006, the California Court of Appeals ruled in Kirby versus Sega of America
Ooh.
that the First Amendment provides a complete defense for misappropriation of a celebrity's likeness and image where the defendant's use is transformative. The court further held that in order for something to be sufficiently transformative, it only requires some new expression. Commentary, parody, or satire is also not required.
Oh.
I'm a little unfamiliar with that case. Was Sega ass mad at somebody, or was somebody mad at Sega?
Somebody was ass mad at Sega for it was from what's that game? Space Channel 5.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, I kind of get into it. Practical impact. The decision further clarifies that the application of a First Amendment defense to several related causes of action, including statutory and common law infringement of the right of publicity, misappropriation of likeness, or an unfair competition. Video games and other media can appropriate aspects of a celebrity's likeness so long as they are sufficiently combined with new and different characteristics. So, Preston, if you're listening, and Doug TeNapel is a actual goddamn tapeworm, it is transformative. It is legal. You moron.
They didn't even use his actual name. Yeah, they've got nothing.
It's D-U-G, not D-O-U-G. You idiot.
Are you trying to say that Doug TeNapel's a blood-sucking parasite?
I mean, because you're right.
I mean, if you're actually going to make the defense, then Doug would have to prove in a court of fucking law, not you, Preston. This has nothing to do with you. You interjected yourself into this bullshit. You are not the injured party in this. If Doug had done it, it might have carried some weight. But even as stupid as Doug is, he wouldn't have done this because he understands how the law works, you idiot.
Also, if he brings any kind of negative legal attention to himself, it goes back to the people that actually own Earthworm Jim, and then he'd lose his cash cow.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
See, every day, Doug walks on the razor's edge of wanting to rock the shit out of the boat, but not wanting to rock the boat because they'll take that shit away from him if they think he's fucking it up for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why he's not been quite as hardcore in the Edwin Smiller bullshit. Not quite.
And then, to be fair, Edwin gave him the idea. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I know. I'm well aware. I'll show that in a minute. And of course, this is the background. Kieran Kirby is a singer, choreographer, and designer best known for her role in the early 90s band D-Light, its single Groove in the Heart, and the video were in heavy rotation 1990 MTV, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Lady Kira's likeness is a blend of 60s retro and funky space age futurism. Lady Kira has pink hair, wears brightly colored miniskirt or unitards, the heels, catchphrases, ooh la la. Respondent Sega is distributor, blah, 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 blah. Kirby filed suit in 2003, alleging the ooh la la character in Space Channel 5 constituted common law infringement of the right of publicity, misappropriation of likeness under California Civil Code, blah, 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 violation of the Lanham Act, I don't know what that is, unfair competition, interference with prospective business advantage, and unjust enrichment.
What?
Basically, she was saying that, like, you know, her image was used and it was being infringed upon, and people might be confused about it.
The Lanham Act is the primary federal trademark statute of law in the United States. It prohibits a number of activities, including trademark infringement, trademark dilution, and false advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So that if she had successfully argued that her image was her trademark, that might have been really bad for the First Amendment, TBH.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm thinking if anyone just recorded and dug in SWCs a few of their wilder clips and sent it to Interplay, it would be just enough to get Doug in trouble. He is lucky no one is that petty. I am not in any way, shape, or form, and I would never encourage anybody to do that because I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm a businessman. I want to make money. I think everybody here wants. I know Michael Beacon wants to make money because he needs to stay ahead of JDA and be the most, more successful than him.
Yep.
Let the market decide.
Mm-hmm.
But make sure you're laughing at him when he's doing dumb shit. That's all you can do.
That's all you.
That's all
you
need
have
to
a right to protest. You have a right to make fun of shit.
You have a right to laugh your fucking ass off.
Yeah. But when you start messing with people's business, you're stepping a line.
Messing with my money, you're messing with my emotions.
Mm-hmm. And I'll point this out. I want to show you how effective. You want to see how effective Preston was, guys? So when Preston started this thing, this campaign was at $77,000.
Yep.
Oof.
So good job, Preston. Good job, Preston. You made you made him $4,000 more.
You made people worried they weren't going to be able to get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the law of scarcity, my friend. If people think they're not going to be able to get something, they're going to want it more.
But you see, this is just a big 40 chess move. He's secretly got part of it. This is all just part of the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. Because if you look, oh wait, went too far. Let's go back at this screenshot here. Oh, look who liked it. Look who liked it. Mm-hmm.
Is that a Twitter profile for ants?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's his his face. There's his face. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't this also followed up by something that IndieCron just immediately did?
That's a good point. Let me find that. Pixel Trader's in the chat. Hello, Pixel Trader.
Hail, Pixel Trader.
What up?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
there's a little bit of fun IndieCon drama, just a little.
Yep. Let's go. Take a look at
that. Preston fucked up.
Yeah.
Where's that statement at? Here we go. Healthy, even heated discourse is certainly not something we wish to stop. However, direct attempts to interfere with other indie creators' campaigns will not be tolerated. As such, effective immediately, IndieCron is dropping support of Comic Jack and the campaign. I applaud you, sir. Because
it's unexpected, but
you
it's appreciated.
It is a.
And it's not like it's killing his campaign. It's not like Indiegogo dropping it.
You can't kill a corpse.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't kill a corpse. That's a good.
I mean, I tried.
Well, you put some.
That's another one I want to get to is all the people that are trying to spin Ethan going, can you archive his tweets before he gets rid of them, basically? And everybody's going, oh, he just told everybody to dox.
I actually looked at the video that he's using.
Hey, look. Hey, Xavier, we know that guy.
Hey,
we know that guy. What's up,
buddy?
Yeah, we know him. You'll hear from
Yeah.
him. You, as they say, we'll hear from him soon. And then we know this guy too. Oh, hey.
That douchebag.
Yeah. What a
Let's see.
jerk. Yeah.
Shit. He should see fucking Georgia.
It's in this thread, I believe.
Yes, it's
Oh,
stupid.
hey, there's my buddy,
That's the only word he knows.
right? Mr. Cringe guy. I know that guy. He is somehow always in my shit.
Oh yeah.
I
Who are
have blocked
you?
him 3 times,
Like who's this guy? Oh
or
yeah.
at least 3 different accounts.
One of the guys that harassed Piper for almost a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
like what
I'm
you did.
pretty sure that was the fluffer guy. Even like now he's sticking to Cringe, so he's staying in a safe zone. But he got nasty. My first interaction with him.
Mhm. Like this one. IndieCron supports the abuse of IGGTOS.
That's
Is IndieCron
literally exactly what Theo was just saying that they don't.
They don't do. Yeah.
Yeah. Is IndieCron officially bound to EVSCG/WC, or does it just look that way?
What
No.
the fuck is he on? Does he not know which one did it?
Obviously, Pixel can speak for himself, but for the as from a brand perspective and business perspective, you don't want somebody on your platform that's going around actively trying to deplatform other campaigns that might be on your fucking platform.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just
Then
it's
you like
not a
awful
good look. Not good business. Very disappointing. I bet.
I want to see this statement.
Very disrespectful for
There's one of
your information.
somebody else who harassed Piper for a month.
Mhm.
This is very disappointing, Pixel Trader. When EVSCG came at you about not being exclusively CG, you stood your ground. And it was great because very few have the balls to do so. What happened that you would now crumble in front of those very same people? And Pixel responded, I took a stand against interfering with campaigns on a creator-selected platform. If I see anyone, regardless of affiliation, posting evidence of them going to KS or IGG and gloating over attempts to take down a campaign, they'll get their same response. That's my line.
We're in this to fucking make money. I'm in this to make money. You're in this to make money. Let's all just make fucking money and stop being little whiny little bitches to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean, that's as professional and neutral as you can do it.
I like this one. Pocket Jacks Comics responded, oh, snap. I got so much out of your little site. Well, considering you got nothing at all.
I like this. That would be a burn if you got anything from anywhere.
Aside from your parents.
There's a quote from the movie Aliens that kind of feels appropriate here. And it was like, Burke, I don't know who's worse, us or them. I don't see them trying to dick each other over for a goddamn percentage point. But these guys aren't even dicking each other for a percentage point. It's feel-good points, clout, ha-ha, a person I don't like isn't successful. It's,
let's see.
It screams of partially. It just screams.
Here's one of the dumbass things, right? You going to kick Vestige off for trying to mess with campaigns like Handyman, Trixie Kane, and Megawatt, to name a few? They never asked. They never went after their campaigns. They probably made fun of them.
Yeah.
Or, made fun of the people who made them or something like that.
I was going to say, it would be a different story if they were posting, haha, look, I reported their shit.
Yeah. But no.
Well, what the hell is Tittygate?
Oh, look, somebody else. I'm enjoying this because we're finding all these people who harass Piper.
Right?
Yeah, but what the hell is Tittygate? Are they trying to get ethics in titty journalism?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Let's see. Naturally, you will be dropping Ethan Van Sciver and Cecil, since each of them has called for the deplatforming, destruction, and stalking of Preston Bolter. No, they asked for evidence of Preston.
Yeah,
being a
that's
moron.
been ridiculous. So many people are doxing.
Yep. BS. He reported someone for breaking the term of service. He reports someone for breaking the rules, and he's the one who gets punished for it. Bad look, IndieCron.
No.
There was no rules broken.
Yeah, we already. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one that broke anything was Preston himself.
Yep.
I just love these guys appropriating SJW language. Bad look, IndieCron.
Pixel Trader says Vestige delisted like 5 months ago also.
Yeah, I remember
They volunteer. You know, they
Yeah.
asked to be taken off, and he took them off. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, War Campaign and Pixel, Indicron, whatever, they have their issues. That's for them to deal with. I'm not getting in the middle of that. But when Pixel asks you to take him off, he takes you off. That's it. That's it. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I love this. I had to
Oh,
make a
here we
tweet
go.
just for him for this. He's so scared of me, he blocked me now.
Well, he should. He's a pussy.
Yeah. He's scared of fucking Piper, bruh.
Scared of
She's
Piper?
so small.
Right?
You could toss her over your shoulder.
He's scared of the
Well,
world's
this is
tiniest werewolf, really?
This is George we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'd like my name and projects to be removed from your IndieCrime queue, please. I would not like to be aligned with any entity who turns a blind eye to calls for harassment or applies its rules selectively.
I would like to know about applies its rules selectively.
Hey, George, how about you go buy some more fucking ink for your shitty comics and print some more and shut the fuck up.
And get back to your gold leafing by hand.
Oh God. Everything's unique.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking for a particular thing. I don't know if it's in
You
this
just
thread
said
or not.
particular, and we're not going to just smooth that over. Or
Oh, yes, we
we're
are,
not going to
because-
just
Yes, oh,
ride right over.
They just did it.
You get to the particular cancer.
You forget I have the power and the control. With some more stuff here. I know there was one. There was one Piper that I saw you comment on where all of a sudden all your harassers just started to, gather along.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Hmm?
That's the
Yeah.
sound of me beating George at his own game.
Are you printing
Oh,
stuff?
printing shit.
Oh, Biggs, George, help, Ethan. People are on Reddit are calling me alt-right for no reason. This. Wait a minute.
Yeah, George must
Yeah.
have some cybernetic bits or something like that.
Where was that at? There you go. Does George have a mechanical implant or something to be afraid of Piper?
It's called a
Yes.
VCAP.
Apparently, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not allowed to watch the adult channels either.
Mhm.
No TNT, no TBS, no
Mhm.
Fox. Damn shame.
Damn shame.
Yep.
You used to be able to watch the Family Channel, but then they became Fox Family before they became ABC Family.
Mhm.
Man, I cannot type for poop today. I don't know what the fuck.
Cecil's campaign is targeted harassment against Doug TenNapel. It's not a parody or satire with fair use. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's not only that. It's not. The thing is,
He doesn't even have to claim that. It's already protected anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't have to claim that, but it's also it is so transformative. Like this, it is a likeness of Doug. It's not Doug.
You're giving support for a street gang that has targeted your site for deplatforming. Does Comics have colors now? Are we fighting those turf wars?
There's like brown team and pink team or some shit. Remember?
Oh fuck! Look at,
Look,
look-
nothing to fuck with.
look at this guy.
he's
Fucking,
so mad.
he got
so
him.
mad.
He got you.
got
Pixel.
you.
He got your ass, man. He beat you. He got you.
Hardcore.
How will Indicron ever recover?
Fuck! He just destroyed you right in front of the whole world, man. I don't know how you going to deal with this, man. Fuck. Did I see Simon? Yeah, Simon's in the chat. Simon, shill some books. Shill your book.
Yeah, dude.
Shill all the
We've been
books.
missing mods. Not included. I have a different job.
Piper, do you have the tweets where your fan club was
My fan club was trying to talk to me.
yeah. Well, no, not talking to you, but like they were
Yeah.
commenting on this about this and that.
But WC did this. WC did that.
I saw you comment on the screenshots. I don't know if I could. I don't feel like searching for them right now.
Well, freak. I have to search for him.
You shouldn't tweet so much during the goddamn day, and you can find your shit easier.
You know, if I didn't have to fucking be on the toilet so much, I wouldn't tweet so much.
Wilberforce Wooster said it's satire, exactly like Mad Magazine. Are they claiming Doug is literally in a dog's ass?
Exactly.
I mean,
This actually happened. It was very traumatic.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Doug has probably been up some ass. I ain't gonna finish that.
Let me ask: are we talking about the
For legal reasons, that was a joke. For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Are we talking about the spending 14 years on a project and that being the artwork to show for it?
No, it was some shit that it had your buddies Chrissy and Pope Fire commenting.
Oh, that's right. Frick.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember. Okay.
Dark Gift comment says, or maybe play Dark Gift. I need to talk to you. There's some stuff that came out today, and I think I figured something out, but I ain't gonna say nothing on public. We'll talk later. Let's put that. We'll talk later. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I'll find it. I just got to figure out where I tweeted poop fire.
Yeah. You called her
Poop fire.
Honestly, I said that's the best burn ever. Like if I could.
That's her name right now because I just envision a burning sack of shit. You know, and you try to put it out, you know, like
you just get shit all over.
And there's
everywhere.
just shit, burning shit everywhere. It's stuck to your shoe and shit. Mm-hmm. That's poop fire right there.
Yep.
I gotta find it. God damn it.
I've had that once.
Fiery poops or
yes.
A bag of poop.
Yes.
On your.
No.
I failed to see the problem that we're having here. What's going on? I wonder if I can find it before Piper does. Hold on.
Right? Okay, see, because there's also this one where I commented on something Vicky said because for some reason I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird bug with Twitter. Is that
found it.
Wow, how the fuck? I'm fucking scrolling and scrolling.
What about? I was looking for the origin of the tweet, right?
Yeah, generally, if I click on,
all I did was I typed in your @ and typed in poop fire and found it. That's how. That's how easily.
I'm sitting here scrolling through my fucking notifications. God damn it. God damn it. Well, I'll just go back up to where I said something about Vicky and see what that was and see if it's related at all too.
Finding your damn tweets before you do. I mean, come on. What's going on? All right, share. All right, so the cell phones are coming in fast and furious. Why are you listing Vestige, a comment that hasn't been listed in nearly 3 months? I will not be purchasing any Indicron in the future. Yes, I'm not going to purchase this free website.
Hey, I got Indicron. Some Indicron.
Oh shit, got him. Oh man, you got that good Indicron with the hard IE.
The hardest to
buy.
buy.
Shit, I think Pixel Trader tried to send me something that Poop Fire said, but I am blocked by Poop Fire. That was apparently like a really big deal for her. Because I am apparently war campaign.
Yeah.
And she was very upset for like 3 days. Yep. That I said, fuck you, I'm not war campaign. You can block me.
Okay. All right. I just want to point out here.
But yeah, I can't.
The same Moronicon who was like,
"You're gonna kick Vestige off for trying to mess with campaigns." Right.
That's right. That thread.
And then Poop Fire is like, "Nope, because that would be fair and honest." And then just was told it's not on Indicron.
Yeah, but look at those retweets.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Poop Fire. I remember what you did to Piper. Just gonna point that out.
Yeah.
You're not a good person. Don't try to pretend to be.
Yeah.
Oh, look who
Especially
else
when you're
jumped
like
in.
supposed.
Look who else jumped in.
Yeah. I don't have a cute name for Chrissy. Chrissy's already like a bitchy name.
Yeah, that's like somebody's like, you know, the you were in high school and they're like, this is Missy, Chrissy, and whatever, you know, like, and then they're all bitches.
Yeah.
Festus is literally being promoted by a man who stalked and harassed Comics Chat all weekend. And yet Preston is the one getting delisted. That's a bullshit right there.
Preston he's dancing very close to breaking the law.
Well, you don't expect her to be smart. She just wants to be bitchy.
Uh-huh. And once
That's
again,
her
there's our buddy that got you in trouble.
Yeah, what is that about? No. The one that got me in trouble with these two plus half the other people that or some of the other people we've been laughing at.
I like that. I wonder why does everyone that has Pope in their name always have their head shoved up their backside?
Well, think about it.
They're trying to pontificate. They're trying to say that they're the source for whatever they're pontificating about. And
so she likes Starfire?
Sort of, yeah, I would say so.
I mean, that's kind of that's whatever. PSA for those in CG that don't know, Chrissy is Renfamous's right-hand scumbag. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know from Weebors, it blew my mind when she came around and started virtual signaling. I called her out, and Vicky, after a long time, decided to block me. Take that as you want, but I know she's a POS. I like how he kind of put Vicky and Chrissy in the same.
Put that shit on blast.
Well, I mean, if the fucking man, I was going somewhere with that.
Yeah. Let's see. Assume they're probably listed. Was listed in the convention, right? Someone wanted to see him. It's okay if they think he's a tool, right? For fuck's sake. Yeah. No. No. That's some bullshit. Stop. See how's Cash Grab's doing.
Shoot, they switched to the Kick Vic shit after they'd already started doing the
Mm-hmm. By the way, Cecil's Cash Grab just $82,005. So good job, Preston.
Damn.
You really accomplished your goal there.
Do they not understand the fucking? They never will learn.
No, you sold you sold like you sold hundreds of books for Cecil. Good job.
There we go. If the burning sack of shit fits, I mean, here we go.
It never ceases to surprise me that the amount of time and energy these people put into trying to get other people, they could have made their own thing and made some fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
Could have gone somewhere and done something. Achieved, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
I mean, all your fucking ancestors, every single person in your lineage that came before you achieved something. Even if it was small. They passed their genes on to the next fucking generation. I see this ending with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you going anywhere. I don't see you achieving. Just fucking do something. Christ.
Supposed stalking thing where he was there the day before.
Yeah, they're saying that like because Pan had a picture where he was at a bar, and then Preston had a picture at the same bar. It was stalking, but only thing is that Preston had his picture the day after Pan.
Yeah. And he made up like this whole story that Pan was like legit there and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
To be fair, yes, Preston did made his own thing with his parents' money. That's true.
Yeah, that's why he's mad though, is because
this was Cecil made a good point. I think Michael, you might have heard this last night. Cecil made a great point about this. Preston is such a failure, right? That his parents looked at him and they said when he was getting ready to turn 21 and could have inherited some money, and they said, no, he's too much of a fucking idiot. That he will somehow he's like, what did he say? He could have the winning lottery ticket and somehow screw that up, right?
Right. I'm sorry to lose my fucking mind about this. It's just
no, I understand, dude. This is like pissing me off because the biggest thing is like, as you know, like I said, as a business owner, right, and as somebody who supports freedom of speech and supports like all that stuff. I do not support deplatforming at all. I cannot stand by that bullshit.
That's why I made it a point to say that Indicron dropping him is not Indiegogo dropping him.
Right.
So I think Indicron's in the right to drop whoever they want. And it's not like, anybody went to Indiegogo and said, hey, Preston's fucking breaking TOS because you've banned him like 3 times now and he's here on a different name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, the way Comicsgate is kind of set up right now is that by helping each other, you're growing your market base and you're making more money just by helping people out. It's not like a traditional market wherein there's only so much market share and you need to get the other guy out to get more.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough money here that we can all be fucking winners.
Mm-hmm.
And people are, instead of dicking each other over for that increased percentage point, they're dicking each other over, and then everyone loses.
Mm-hmm. And once again, I will point out, Preston, Bubby, it doesn't matter if Cecil's campaign got taken down or not. You made the attempt.
Yeah, the fact that you showed everybody that you tried.
Shit. Wait, where does Cecil live?
Cecil lives in New York, but Preston lives in Texas.
Oh no!
I love Texas.
But either way, it becomes an interstate matter, so that would actually go to the federal court.
Ooh. Archive that tweet, somebody, fast.
Oh, it's archived. Don't you worry about that, brother. don't you worry about that. It has been archived, pasted. It's on the Sistine fucking Chapel now, brother.
Look at Mark Zaid ain't coming to your rescue. Oh my God, you really were Mark Wade in a mustache.
Oh, Liam Gray wants to come in. Okay, I'll invite Liam. Give me just a second, buddy. I'll send you a link.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's share screen, dummy. That's not invite.
Oh man, it really pisses me off that we could all be fucking winners here, but these people would rather just we all lose together.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like a bucket of crabs mentality or it's just...
It's literally a bucket of crabs mentality, I do believe, brother.
What you were saying earlier about, there's a lot of money in CG that we could all be making. The same can't be said for anti-CG. I mean, look at Preston's campaigns. I mean, I suck at streaming, and I'm not very, I'm not very charismatic, and yet I've nearly raised as much as his highest earning campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's use some positive spite to get that above his highest campaign.
Yeah, we have harnessed the power of spite. Guys, people who are listening to this and listening to it later, we have literally harnessed the power of fucking spite.
Spite and autism.
Yeah.
The thing to remember is that everyone here is an American except for Mike, but he's an honorary American. He's earned it.
Yeah.
Americans very much believe in the fuck you policy. You fuck with us? Well, fuck you then. We're going to fuck you over.
Pretty clear what Preston wanted. He admitted it. He wanted to use the reaction to his reporting cash grab to make last week in Comicsgate. That's it. That's true. I mean, you notice I'm not showing his, I'm not showing Preston stuff, right? I'm not going to show his channel or anything like that. I don't do shit like that. Oh, hey, there's Liam. Hello, Liam.
Hey, Liam.
Hey, boys, can you hear me? My mic working?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, yeah.
Awesome.
So, I know you had some. I saw last night, like in chats, when all this broke. I saw you. I think I saw you in the EFS's chat. You had strong opinions, and you always have a strong opinion. So
yeah, well, I'm a bit fed up. I'm just a bit fed up with all of it. And I realize that's not me going, oh, we should all get along and sing Kumbaya. I've been pushed to the point now where I've seen enough that it's so immoral that I feel like it's time that I make a couple of phone calls to the media. Certain individuals are practicing criminal activity. They're involved in criminal conspiracy to ultimately damage a slew of young creators. And it's quite serious. They're using dirty tactics. They're using communist tactics. I don't like it.
I don't blame you.
It's essentially these are people, and I don't know about. I'm not talking about Preston because I don't know his.
Mhm.
I really don't know his. He's a wild card. He kind of does what we got. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Does what he wants. Excuse me. People like Doug and Mike and Edwin and those people. They claim to be conservatives and they claim to be against anti-SJW. That they don't want to see people being canceled and stuff, and then they go do it and they encourage it.
Yeah, well, because you see, they know the tactics of the enemy, and they thought, well, okay. So Comicsgate has two groups, right? Everyone says there's like 6 groups. There's not. There's like 2. There are, and it's not Comicsgate and any Comicsgate either. It's creators and fans that believe that the market can grow, and creators and fans that believe that there is a limited share to go around. These two camps fundamentally divide people on an ethical and a moral schism right down the center. So you've got all of these people over here on the Comicsgate's a limited market. The indies are a limited zone. That's Mike Miller. That's Doug TenNapel. These guys that want to control that and have, again, Preston as well, and of course, JDA. They want to have a control of that market because they believe then they'll be able to push out their competition and create, I guess, their own little monopoly within the indies. And then you have the guys like John Malin and Ethan Van Sciver. I'd say John Malin is probably the loudest advocate, followed by Ethan and myself, who believe that this is an expanding market, and by reaching different fan bases and re-engaging with the disenfranchised customer base, we can bring people back and grow this industry to create an alternative as a viable sort of marketplace for up-and-coming creators and customers that have been, I'm rambling and it's boring news talk, but that's where the schism comes from. So the people that believe that there's a limited share believe that they're morally justified in the acts that they're performing, building these smear networks, building these conspiracies to ultimately spread misinformation, to subvert new people coming into the movement, and they essentially believe that they're doing it in a justified ethical business practice because they have to compete for their share of the pie, right? But ultimately, they're blind or disregard the fact that they're destroying future opportunities for other creators and the expansion of the system that we're currently trying to establish. So,
based on that, the way I kind of see it is very short-sighted. As far as
it is,
there is almost 7 billion people in the world right now, and that kind of goes up and down day to day. But Doug TenNapel thinks that out of 7 billion people, only 100,000 people ever buy comic books. That's it.
And this is in a market right now where, although we're on the arse end of that, where the superhero genre is more popular than it's ever been. It's more mainstream than it's ever been. We should be having huge engagement from the general populace, from the mainstream. But basically, they've all been pulled off into merchandising, and they don't look deeper into the roots of the genre.
And those shitty superhero books they are pumping out now, those number ones apparently do sell fairly well, or seem like they do.
These people are not building a sustainable model. They've thrown away many of the traditional storytelling methods that were instilled in creators in the early days of DC and Marvel Comics. Instead of hiring people with proven track records or people who are trained by established pros, or the established pros who are now in their 50s and 60s who have shown the capacity to run ongoing series. Instead, they're hiring individuals who can put together screenplays and give them potential ins with Hollywood.
Right.
So it's a real problem because there is a technique to comic book writing, and it is a dying art. So
I think a key element in there, and you might agree, you might disagree, is kind of resonance, wherein you have that thing that regardless of your station, where you come from, there is something there that kind of speaks to you on a universal level that brings everybody together. That's why it doesn't matter that Cap is a white World War II veteran. He speaks to you.
Yeah, well, they speak to core human values. I said this on Twitter earlier, but Superman stands for his symbol is hope. He stands for hope. Spider-Man is the story of great responsibility. Batman is actually the Greek philosophy of justice, which is different to our current understanding of justice, but he sort of personifies that ideological stance. These are tried and true ideals. Heroes used to have these things, even the more obscure ones, and people can resonate with these core philosophies and ideas in how they live their lives and what they aspire to be. That's absent from modern comic books in exchange for the type of latte they like to drink. Or
I gotta point
That was
out.
one.
Hold on. I gotta point out something Mike Murphy said in the chat. Working freelancers don't care and aren't paid enough to care for the well-being of the medium.
Right.
I don't think that's an excuse. I think that if you take the job, that you have a responsibility. If you're shepherding, I think that if you're shepherding established properties, part of your job, whether it's on the contract or not, is to consider the continuity and the representation of the character that you're representing. I've been rambling, so I'm going to shut up for a bit.
I think the other half of that is that the editors, they don't care about the continuity. I've seen someone describe that editors nowadays are being treated more or less as producers. Just let the artists and writers do whatever the hell they want. Just hit stamp on it.
Yeah, I was just freaking out at that thread where what's his face, a fucking dude that killed the
guy, the editor that basically killed shoot.
Vertigo.
Yeah. The dude that murdered Vertigo, he was like, people think that editors do things like editing and and like he listed off like all of this stuff that I'm like, continuity, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much the list of what editors do. And he goes, well, I don't do any of that, and I'm an editor.
There was a time.
Well, Dan is one of the few old school editors that we sort of have left in the industry. Someone who actually cares about the ongoing preservation of the continuity machine, and over DC, and he gets a hard time about it from his artists, from other writers, and admittedly, it can be a little bit stifling. But I think that the fact that that kind of editing has been forced out is largely why Marvel declined much more rapidly than DC over the course of the social justice takeover.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing I was going to say, I remember, and Liam, you sound like you know your stuff, so you might remember this too. There was a time when at Marvel, just giving Marvel for an example, if somebody said, I want to do this story and that story, you had to run it by a guy who had all the lore. He had all the backstory, and he would say, "No, that contradicts this, so you can't do that."
Back in the
official
early
Marvel
2000s, about the early 2000s, I think it was about 2002, Marvel Comics under Joe Quesada threw out all of the original story writing bibles for the characters. You no longer needed to know the lore, history, motivations, characters of the that you were writing for anymore. That was seen as something that was standing in the way of creators, rather than assisting them, because they had become it was too much for anyone to read.
Well, and you're a writer, Liam, so I think I would find that insulting as a writer, right?
Oh yes,
because I think I'm like, give me this lore, this backstory. I can create something unique in it.
Okay, so when the X-Men films came into the mainstream, you'll notice that they were all wearing black leather and no one was in their costumes. And you think that, this is just because it's Hollywood. But this is all interconnected. This is all tied. The people that were linked to that property, that were sort of linked into coming to the mainstream, had this sort of philosophy, this idea that it would be too much. We need to appeal to the widest possible audience. So we need to get rid of all of this continuity. It's in the way. The continuity is in the way. Now, from a storyteller point of view, if anyone who has even a shred of integrity or experience in the medium understands fundamentally that every single story, from Jack and Jill to the origin of Superman, is built upon continuity. Every single thing builds to the next, even if you don't see it. Even within one story, there is continuity. And to disregard those story beats and those to sort of go for something that sort of, it can appeal to anyone can step in, is harmful. And it's what they're doing. They believe that the only way to step into a property is with a new number one. They think that people are put off by later issues. I think that's the biggest lie and myth currently in comic books. And I think that it is a product rather than I think that there's a symptom and a product rather than the cause of people straying away from these stories.
If there's no continuity, I have no reason to read back issues. If there's no continuity, what does it matter if I buy an issue this month or next month or the month after that, or don't buy an issue for 5-6 months? It's not going to matter.
If there's no continuity, there's no seeds for new potential stories. There's no potential for character growth, and these are the things that keep a invested audience returning to these books. So
it's very much the. There was a video game came out many years ago now. True Crime Streets of LA, right?
Ooh.
And that was a game where you're building up. You're a cop. You're doing this. You're fighting crime. All of a sudden, boom, demons.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Like I said, it had nothing to do with the game whatsoever. All of a sudden, Big General shows up, fight my demons and dragons. It's like
that's what happens when you change showrunners in midway through the season.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair though, he was in Chinatown and he was in deep Chinatown.
But Mike, they had no.
You see, the Chinese, they have to fight these
There was
demons,
no supernatural anything until the very end of the game. It made
was
no
he fighting
sense.
Lopan? Even Lopan? She's got that green eyes.
Don't culture appropriate, Xavier. You're a white man. Can't do that.
Hey, you know what old Jack Burton always says at times like this?
See, no continuity is also how they can keep making a big deal about we're totally killing these characters. Not
and no continuity is also how they can justify essentially hiring writers that have no. My voice is going, sorry. But hiring writers that have no experience or no real interest in the superhero medium or the characters they're writing, but simply think, okay, this character matches the ethnic message I want to send, and they have a superpower I think is cool, and they're going to write that. Whereas you'll find that back in older stories, even stuff like classic Silver Age Superman, you'll find that the focus of every single story is very much the character. In Spider-Man, it exemplifies it the most. They even had one whole book named Peter Parker Spider-Man, because the underlying message was it's not the mask, it's the person under the mask, and that's a message of empowerment. They've stripped that away from the modern superhero meaning. Now, your skin tone, your identity, the mask, your powers, that's who you are. And it is a death nail in the coffin of good storytelling.
I remember they tried to do a story with Miles Morales about that. I think it was when he first came to the mainstream Marvel universe, and it was somebody found out he was black underneath, and he's like, I don't want to be the black Spider-Man. Why can't they just recognize me as just Spider-Man?
Yeah, I liked that.
And
Because honestly, I read that one because it seemed like a nice dig at SJW's doing this crap to the comics.
They tried to cancel that writer.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to point out, Wilberforce Rouge says, I always hated that they brought back Green Goblin. It was the one death that always stuck until the 90s, but I'm sure that is just me. Now, I will say, after Clone Saga, there was some really good Norman stories.
Like the Gathering of Five, and
and of course, the Dark Avengers, and that's your Dark Reign. That was some good writing back then, But could we have done those without Norman? Probably.
One thing that I always liked about Spider-Man was the fact that because of the message of responsibility, it's kind of like it's so goddamn hard to do the right thing in the face of all this, and still advance and take care of yourself. But Peter Parker still does it. His career, his personal finances, his relationships, his marriage, all of this takes a backseat to he has to do what is arguably the right thing.
Well, it's like
altruism is a core philosophy and value and ideal that is highly charismatic. Audiences like altruistic stories, and Spider-Man used to personify that. So he no longer does.
Being altruistic like that isn't always glorious. It doesn't earn you praise. Sometimes it fucking hurts and it puts you in a bad place. But
if I could interject, it kind of goes back to the whole thing with and I always like the juxtaposition between Superman and Batman, right? Mm-hmm. It's always, the best description I ever heard was that Clark Kent is Superman, right? Mm-hmm. But Batman is Bruce Wayne.
The old Batman Bible the old Batman Bible. The first line in it, I believe it was. I'm paraphrasing here because it's been a very long time, but it's like, yeah, no, it's Batman is Batman.
Bruce
yeah,
Wayne
Batman is Batman is Bruce Wayne. No, Bruce Wayne is Batman. Mm-hmm. Batman is not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Batman is not insane. Like those three lines were like when you're writing Batman, that's what you needed to know. Mm-hmm. That's like the core of his character. So, and essentially what that meant was Batman is really who he is. Bruce Wayne is a facade that he puts on to sort of, that's his disguise. And he's not insane. So don't write stories about him being insane. And it's because he fights people who are mentally ill.
Yeah.
A lot of the things do you guys want to hear this?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the things that people miss with Batman when they say, like, why doesn't he just kill the Joker? Why doesn't he just kill these guys? They don't sort of realize that, like, he's dealing with people who are mentally unstable. And if you go to the core root of Greek philosophy and really study justice, right, the principle of justice within Greek philosophy, you'll find out all of the answers you need for why Batman operates the way he does, what he does, how he thinks. And to sum it up, these individuals are sick. These individuals are sick, and whether they are malicious or not, to reoffend greater sins, to punish them in prevention of things which they may do in the future, would begin him on a slippery slope into the bedlam that he stands against.
Yeah.
It's very deep. It's very deep and powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like the moment he starts killing somebody, he loses all his allies. He loses Gordon. He loses Barbara. He
loses Clark.
Everything good in his life. You'll notice everything good in his life. He would come at that cost.
Yep. That's and like I said, getting back to that core tenet is that I always somebody phrased this very well for me, because I remember I had a friend one time who didn't like Batman, didn't like, the character. And I'm like, well, why? And they said, well, they just seem like somebody who's just emo and needs a good bath. I'm like, no. I said, you got to understand, Bruce Wayne died at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is a facade. That night, and not years later. Yes, it took him a while to find it, but that night is when he became Batman.
Yeah.
That's when Batman was born. The difference and like I said, to put the comparison back on Superman, no, Clark Kent is Superman.
Is Superman, exactly. Yeah. And that's something that is lost on so many writers. Mm-hmm. I've spoken to professional writers who do not understand that core fundamental piece of writing Superman. Yeah. And it is Superman.
Yeah.
Is Clark Kent. He's this Midwestern farm boy gone to the big city, and he's got something that the big city doesn't have that can make the whole world better.
Right.
That's Superman.
Yep. And that's the thing with Superman. It's like somebody's like, well, why does he do what he does? Because it's the right thing to do. That's what he was taught. That's the core of his being. It's the right thing to do. I'm going to do it. Right. And one of the, Ethan explains this much better than I do, but I always like the way he described it. When you open a comic book, it could be anybody else's comic book. Let's say you're reading Nightwing, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, you're flipping through it. Nightwing is suddenly having to deal with its intergalactic space demon or something like that. I'm just throwing a scenario out there. And he's giving it all he's got because he's, of course he is, right?
Yeah.
But he's not going to win. He's going to get his ass kicked. And right when you think it's over, and Nightwing's got the crap beat out of him, and all this stuff, everybody, all the people around him, it's like, you seen this guy rampaging, we're all gonna die. You see that red S, you see that spit curl.
You hear the music in the back of your head, even though it's on a page.
Yep.
And
then like somebody says, like Ethan always explained this. He's like, you see that, and you said the people say he's got it.
I'm glad that I came on this stream today, because I really I don't think about it, but I love Superman. I love superheroes, and that's why I'm doing this. That's what all of this is. I can't save Superman or Spider-Man or Batman. They've been dragged through hell and
deconstruction hell. Oh God.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do, but there's so much goodness in them, and they've given so much goodness to the world.
And there's still a lot of power in those characters, and
there is.
Until you work on them, you may not understand it. I'm not about to give any serious details, but I'm involved with a project where one of the characters that I got to write for it is essentially Silver Age Superman, and I never knew I needed to write something so badly in my life until I was doing it.
Yep.
People rag on those old stories, but I challenge anyone to go back and read those old Silver Age stories. They go, oh, they're painful. They are beautiful. That is the heart of a hero there, my friends.
Yep.
There's virtue, genuine, honest to God virtue.
All right, Piper, you're going to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say something like 30 minutes ago. What I wanted to say was, you notice what really illustrates this is the fact that all the attempts to bring in new characters right now aren't catching the way the old characters did. And the reason why is, even though the old characters are now being written shitty for the most part, not as good, we fell in love with them back when they had real stories. So now we know, I like this character because he had this story and this personality, so I will continue following this character. That's all they've got right now, because any attempt to do here's the new Iron Man, here's the new Spider-Man, here's the new freaking Hulk with tits. It's not working, because now they don't have real stories. They have agendas. And they don't realize that.
And on top of that, hon, just to put it plain and simple, we're not getting like Annex or Solo or anything like that. We're getting, look, it's Iron Man that's a girl. We're getting Spider-Man, it's a girl. These aren't really new characters. What they are is they've gone, okay, we've got this layer of identity. If we just take out one of these components of the identity and put it in, what do we get? I mean, Arana, whatever her name was probably one of the more recent Spider clones, not actual clones, but Spider-Man, female Spider-Man that they added in. And she was the last one that really had any sort of real identity or individuality, right? And that was, again, back in 1999 or something.
It just gets worse and worse. There's less and less, they care less and less about the story and more about, look, this character checks all these boxes and is going to go do some feminist shit or something.
All flash, no substance.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's all flash, no substance. That's why they're redoing the big story continuity reboots every 3 or so years. They started every 5 years. Now they're down to every 3 or every 2 or whatever it is. Down to every one big event every year, big crossover. Got to keep the hype going. But here's the problem: when Spider-Man's saving the universe every other week, when he makes a joke, I save the universe every other week. That's not an ironic joke anymore. They've ratcheted it up so much that he actually does have the entire universe is in peril every other week. And gone are the days where superheroes fight diamond thieves and bank robbers and child molesters and things that were wrong with society, and supervillains that had evil schemes to use a weather to flood a city. That's gone.
Yeah,
so
now
that's so boring.
This person did a microaggression against this other person, and we're going to spend a bunch of pages scolding somebody about it. That's what they're writing.
Blue beam in the sky, all of the heroes get together and use the MacGuffin to save the world. Buy 7 variant covers on every issue,
Yeah.
except this one, which has 30. And thank you for your money. We'll set it back like nothing happened in a week.
Yep.
There was oh god, the variant covers. I could go on all night about that. But
Yeah.
the getting kind of rounding this back out, and like you were talking about, as I like to call it, see, in business, you absolutely have to count on a pie growing, right? You can never at any point like try to say I only have so much of X pie, and that's where people like the Smillers, the Methwins, and those people are wrong.
Yeah.
You got to try to grow the audience. So you can't grow the audience. You can't grow the audience by you can't grow the audience putting dildo memes on people's faces. Okay. No, well that doesn't matter. None of that matters, right? Because that's just shit on the internet. What has been produced? Where are the books? Is this book good? Yes. Is it not? No, okay. We're discarded. That's the way it is. It's about pleasing the customer. Those that write good books will get continued support. Those that don't will not. You piss off the customer in that way that you don't fulfill or you don't write a good book. That is your barometer, right? I don't give a shit if somebody got a dildo meme put on their face. But what if it happened to you? I'd laugh my ass off because that's
what
funny.
I keep telling people. They flip out on me. They're like, you only don't have a problem with Work Campaign because they haven't gone after you. And I'm like, dude, if they start making those kind of memes about me, I'm gonna fucking laugh.
Yeah. Because I hear you now. You say that's not a big enough dildo. What's wrong with you? Yes.
Exactly. Like, even if it was because I pissed somebody off or something and they were like genuinely mad, that's the worst they do is make these freaking memes, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I can do one better. Hold on. Like,
it's Liam's American twin, Micah Curtis.
There we go.
Somebody said earlier in the chat, Liam, it said Micah started wearing sleeves and you shaved your head to look like Micah.
It's just we're gonna come together. We're Micah's of alternate Earths.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a dimensional merging.
Yeah. Y'all do the fusion Denji, y'all become LaMicah or something like that. Oh, look, everybody's turned on the camera. Hey, Piper, turn your camera on.
Oh crap! All right.
I just have to keep popping away because the little white puppy is sick.
Yeah.
So if I just suddenly disappear, I'm not like being rude. It's just I might have to take him to the vet.
Yeah, I understand. It's all I know. I've had puppies before. It's like, oh, now we got. All right. I don't have a webcam, so you won't see me.
You see me in my most normal looking right now because I had to go to that meeting. Huh?
That's the biggest thing. You're sitting up. You're not like all down on the ground like you were with the old chair.
Yeah, the chair that couldn't kill me.
You look like sometimes.
I actually have it leaned back some for extra comfiness, so that.
Yeah, but you're not like totally disappearing off the screen like you used to.
Yeah, it was like just part of my head.
You're just
no longer a member of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
Like I said, you still got to look down to find Smiller, though. That's
Yeah, that just says how short he is. When I got to look down, like.
So many gingers. Oh shit, I'm a ginger.
It's funny because we're all writers too.
Yeah. Our creativity has gone into writing because I can't draw with. Well, there was a time.
See, that's why I can write and draw is because I'm a half ginger.
There was a time where I was a
weird ginger.
I was building
weird ginger.
I was building the skill to be able to draw, and I thought I could, like eventually I could turn it into something. Then I got carpal tunnel syndrome, and I was like, it hurts now.
Hey, Liam, I gotta ask, is that Devastator behind you?
Yes, it's Devastator, my friend.
Nice.
That is Maddie. No, what am I saying? It's Maddie. Takara Devastator.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his exact name.
Is that the more like articulated version of Devastator that came out with years ago?
Yeah, he's like as big as my torso. He's just in the background. So the original Devastator is only small, but
yeah. And of course, we always have to point out Castle Grayskull.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if SJW Skeletor is in that.
There's nothing social justice in my house, my friends. I have it.
Oh, that blasted He-Man!
I still haven't put the mask back together.
Oh, yeah.
Like half of it here.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wanted to make it to the dollar move.
If this was a movie, you guys would be black.
See, Piper, this way when you're on camera, I can know if you want to talk. You can just kind of wave, like, hey.
I know, because I was like, all right, well, everybody's having like the smooth train of thought, and I was like, I will wait till they're done with their train of thought. But it transitioned to somebody else so freaking fast, like not even a breath worse than somebody else was ready, and I was like,
What you need to understand is that is the power of classic superheroes.
well, yeah, but that's what I wanted to talk about too. Damn it!
But you're a girl.
Superman was my introduction into knowing comics existed and stuff at all.
Who or what was your first ever exposure to the Man of Steel?
Actually, it was the old cartoon first.
The old serials?
Yeah, dude.
Or the Fleischer ones?
Or
Yeah.
Or are you talking about because there was the Fleischer ones that like would come on like
Yeah.
on TV, like on either in the afternoon or in the mornings. They were like quick little 15-minute.
I have all of those. I have all of those on DVD. They're still
ones
really
that
well
where,
animated.
like where he flat out he didn't fly. And
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
still
yeah.
just, and they would have I would start saying the intro with it because I got so into it after a while.
Mhm.
The
Because it actually went through the whole like more powerful than a locomotive.
more powerful than a locomotive. I loved them so much because in those I was actually surprised when I started getting a hold of comics because the ones I got a hold of, he was a lot more powerful, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
they
in
ramped
those cartoons, he actually had like a strength limit. Like he actually still got hurt and stumbled and this and that. He didn't fly. He jumped.
He flew sometimes, but I think it was very inconsistent.
They would still play it that he jumped really far instead of flying.
Yeah.
But yeah, they still did have him having like the hands out and
Mhm.
obvious flying pose when he did it. And then I got a hold of. In fact, now that I think of it, cartoons are a reason for a lot of the comics I would later pick up. My mom and dad split, so my dad got me into like all my nerdy stuff, but my mom was one of those. That's for boys, and that's for boys. And man, she would get mad if she saw me playing with the Ninja Turtle action figures with my neighbors. Like, that's for boys. You gotta go in ballet and do all this super girly stuff. So I would have to. It was hard to get into stuff. I'd have to like sneakily get into it. My dad would get me into stuff, but yeah, I got so into comics that like by like. Shoot. I don't know what my earliest one was. I think it was like 7 or 8. I was drawing my own. They're really bad. My own really bad comics. But I was so proud of them and showing them to my dad.
This is a good statement.
I think that's the sign of being a good parent, though, is it doesn't matter, if it's girly or boyish. We just want you into cool shit.
Yeah. Well, see, my dad was just, I want to share what I'm into because that's what I know. And my dad was very awkward when it came to girly shit. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
he was like, this is what I'm into. Are you interested? Video games, the comics, D&D, Magic the Gathering. All my first experiences were with my dad showing me, even those cartoons. He's the one that showed me the Superman cartoons. He had like the Sam at VHS, and he had them all on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta read this because it's so good. Everyone talks about being represented in comics, but I'm 100% Korean, and I felt 100% represented by Superman because I was adopted, and that spoke to me.
Also, let's be real. Superman is an immigrant, but he's also American.
Yep.
Yeah. The characters didn't have to be chicks for me to care or get into them or get emotionally invested in their story and their struggles.
Mm-hmm. And they
didn't have to be the same color either.
That's a product of modern storytelling entirely. Like the idea that you could only sort of be inspired or admire characters that were like you that comes from the heart of narcissism. Like that goes against the core fundamentals of human empathy. Of course, you can be impressed or admire other people that are different to yourself, and to sort of subversively imply that you can't because they're not like you is very I would say it's a tool of subterfuge used by propagandists.
Yeah.
Like even with video games, that was a big thing. Like Doom was my first person shooter, and I loved it so much. I got so good at it, and I was like 9. But I never once went, sucks I have to play as a white guy. Like never crossed my mind. What crossed my mind is I loved his little face down there. Because whenever you'd pick up a good weapon, he'd chuckle, and I'm like, I got a happy. That's what I call it. Like, oh yes, I got a happy.
I remember, growing up in the '90s, we had like a movie about a toaster, and we all identified with a toaster. Yeah, we
freaked me out.
We could identify
Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah, we could identify with like a mouse and
that one, and that one creeped me out. That movie would make me cry. I guess I identified with something because it would make me cry.
But now children need to look at that toaster and think, does that toaster fuck? Can I?
Right.
Who does that toaster fuck?
Does that toaster identify as the gender it was assigned at birth?
Yeah, Liam, you brought up a good point. I had this conversation like 2 years ago with a friend of mine. We're all big comics fans and stuff.
Dude, I identified with a freaking mouse at one point. So I mean,
I
know.
Well, while my friends were lusting over the same mouse. So.
I let you talk, and then you interrupted me. What the?
Because it's only fair.
I got these mute buttons. No, I'm kidding. No, but a few years ago, and I think this was about the time that the bat penis thing happened. If y'all remember?
Bat dong. Yeah. Bat dong. Yeah.
Bat dong. Yeah. And we were talking about like, the story that, that Tom King was writing that he was failing miserably at as he was going through it. And as it was going on and going on. And he finally, we were talking about this stuff and all the stuff that was going on in comics and stuff like that. And he said the most profound thing that I've ever heard a comic book fan say. He says, I do not need to know that Batman is fucking. I was like, that's a good point because, okay, yes, Batman or, Bruce and Selina go into the bedroom. Later on, you see, you see Bruce sitting up in the bed with his drawers on and, Selina wrapped up. You know what happened.
Yeah.
You already know what happened.
It's a waste of paper to keep putting more implications than you need to.
Yeah.
In the last DC animated universe, no, not the last, the one before the last, they had Harley Quinn rape Nightwing.
Yep.
That happened live on animation, and I thought, wow, that's meant to be funny, and who knows what sort of clown germ she's got crawling up in there, and
yeah, but
it's
funny when a girl does it.
Yeah, our boy Nightwing was just raped by a predatory clown girl. that just happened. I just saw that happen.
Yeah, that sounds like a good Friday night, TBH.
Clown pussy.
I'm surprised it didn't go. I knew a girl like that once.
Oh wow. But no, okay. To wrap this up, we're getting a little long. But to wrap this up, it's fine. No, I appreciate the conversation. It's like Liam said, we're getting to a point now where we're talking possible litigation going on. Because you're getting people actually wanting to interfere with your business and your livelihood and things like. Who does this? SJWs do this, right? These are the same tactics. Go after your business, go after your money, go after your livelihood. Try to get you deplatformed. Oh, he broke the rules. Where's the rule that was broken? I pointed to you where there was no rules broken. I pointed to you where there was no laws broken. You have no defense for what you're doing, dummies. That's the key. Go ahead, Xavier, real quick.
Sorry, what's going to wind up happening is eventually it's going to come to the point where every comic creator is going to have to move to Texas just to protect themselves. Just so if you try to fuck with them, tortious interference. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm over here.
There's going to be a cottage comic book industry in the state of Texas.
It's all thanks to Mark Wade's dumbass.
You could say a comics gated community of creators in Texas.
Yep. Okay, before we go, I want to say because Michael, you still got your campaign open, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and pitch. I want to hear it.
All right. So Seven Legions is the story of Hiko, an orphan who becomes a samurai in feudal. What?
He's just saying, yeah.
Oh,
Keep pitching, bitch.
I thought he was giving me the.
No. I was just like, hey, look, this guy.
Okay. Yeah, it's the story of Hiko, orphan who becomes a samurai in feudal Japan's chaotic civil war era. Every night he dreams of the life of Azrakal, an angel who served the Galactic peacekeeping force, the Seven Legions, until one day he discovered a plot to destroy them from within. And now his memories live in the mind of Hiko, and Hiko must inherit the fight between the Seven Legions and their three greatest enemies, while also taking on the war between his clan and their enemies. So
nice. And Liam, you got a project coming soon, right?
Yeah. Late February, early March. We're going to be launching with a complete book, fully done, 200 pages, beautiful xenotype. I'll talk a bit about that later because we're running on. But if you follow me on this here on Twitter, RetroBoy1983, I post regular updates. I engage with the community, and I accept all feedback, even negative feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're bald.
That it's voluntary though. He did it himself. That's
I
mean,
ow.
I'll never be Matt Myers.
Yeah, just don't worry about him. He's all right. But and like I said, I had a clip and I said I was trying to pick the right time to play it. I think it'd be pretty good to play it here at the end. This is from a Transformers movie. Of course it is. I did a little editing to it to make it more appealing. But it's something that was said in this movie. It was from Transformers: Dark of the Moon, and this was a line that I think pretty much sums up what we're dealing with now. Now that our enemies have exposed themselves, and all that stuff. So I think this clip pretty much sums up where we're going now. So let me play that real quick for y'all.
For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
Now you said they expose themselves, and sometimes that's literally.
Yeah. True.
Well, exactly. Keep in mind the nature of our enemies, And no, it's right. For freedom, we have to fight for our rights. There are people that are going to have to suffer slings and arrows, and it's the only way to pave a bright path towards a future for the next generation of creators. Because the short-sighted stagnation that has been thrust into the current limelight will not sustain itself.
No. And Piper, I used you because I didn't want to see Sheila LaBouffe at the end of it, so I just put your face.
Oh yeah, I was just like, wait, what was up with that?
Like, what's my face there? Yeah, well, it's like
We have to stand against you, Piper. It's the only way to secure freedom.
just everybody brings the battle to me anyway. You might as well just.
Yeah. But guys in the chat, thank y'all so much for showing up. People who watch this later, definitely check out Seven Legions. And like I said, follow Liam on Twitter, get more updates on Xenotype. We're going to have him on soon as he gets launched, I'm sure. We're going to talk about that because that's looking beautiful. His artist, Odie, is amazing. Amazing artist. But guys, thank y'all so much. If y'all want to hang out and everything after the chat, that's cool. But guys, thank y'all so much for showing up for tonight, having fun. Even though we pulled in some decent numbers, going against the big boys. Coming, Ethan. We're coming for you.
We're closing in.
You can't run. You can't run.
Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.